Hi guys, welcome to week 5 of our hip challenge. For today's class, we might need some straps, and that's it really. So we're going to start off by lying on our back, and our two postures this week we're going to do lying on our back. So here's the first one, happy baby pose. Lying on our back, we're going to take two straps, or kitchen towels will work as well. Put them over the tops of your feet. With the two straps over the tops of your feet, you're going to start to draw your knees down to the floor outside of your rib cage. So option 1 is here. Option 2, you can bring the feet a little bit closer to the ground. Option 3, point the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling. Option 4, just taking hold of the outside of your feet as you draw the knees down. Starting our timer, we'll begin. This is a happy baby pose, and here we're working our hips into a nice deep hip flexion, almost like a squat pose, but lying on the floor. While we're here, we're going to come back to our 4 8-count breath. When you're ready, we'll begin breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here in this position, you might feel that your tailbone starts to lift up off the floor. That's okay. Just letting gravity do the work here. Your focus is to think about either holding the straps, drawing your knees down towards the floor, outside of your rib cage, keeping the soles of your feet pointing up. Keep breath flowing. We're going to be here for 3 minutes, and already we're at halfway. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Here in this position can be a great way to work on our squat. With our lower back resting on the floor, we can really think about drawing our knees down and keeping our feet pressed up. Here, when we grab our feet, we're also able to work that dorsiflexion in our ankles, which also oftentimes can impinge our squat mobility. Deep, steady breath in through your nose. Out mouth. Keep breathing, inhale nose. Breathe out mouth. And now slowly with control, we're going to release our legs down to the floor. Shake it out a little bit. Left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg. Next position we're going to do is like what we did last week, thread the needle. We did it against the wall last week. This week we're going to do it lying on our back for a similar feeling. So option 1, bending your right knee. Place your right foot on the floor and then place your left ankle bone, the outside of your left ankle, just on top of your right knee. Now you can stay here. This is option 1, great place to be. Option 2, you could take a strap, place it underneath or behind your leg and start to draw that right foot closer in. The next step, option 3, would be to let your foot float up off the floor a little bit more. Now you can feel that stretch maybe start to come a little bit more into the outside of your left hip. You could stay here. Option 3 would be to draw the leg a little bit closer in. Option 4, remove the strap, grab hold of the back of your knee or your shin and pull strongly in towards your chest. Starting our timer here. Again, we're aiming for that 3 minutes. This is tread needle pose from a supine position. Inhaling nose. Exhaling mouth. In this tread the needle position, we're working our hips in external rotation. We're also working flexion and we're working abduction. So our knee is going away from our body. Here you might feel a strong stretch up along the outside of your left hip into your glute. Maybe you're feeling a stretch in your inner thighs. All the while keep working your lower back tailbone towards the floor, and strongly with your arms you're trying to draw that right knee closer towards your right shoulder. Remember, like all of our stretches so far, we're aiming to keep the stretching sensation at a 5 out of 10 intensity. If we go a little bit too far, we might find we're a little bit in pain, or the next day we find we're a little bit too uncomfortable to stretch again. So best to kind of stay at that 5 out of 10 stretching intensity, and then you're able to do that little bit every day. Already halfway through. Maybe if you're lying on your back, maybe you can start to let your foot lift up off the floor using the strap. Maybe using the strap to bring the leg a little bit closer in. If you're like me, holding the back of your knee or your shin, really try to draw your knee in towards your shoulder for the final minute. This is a really great stretch for runners. Myself in particular, I find this one really, really helpful for glutes, for outside of my hip. And this is a stretch that I just really like to do, as I find myself coming quite tight while I'm running. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. Again, we're using this 4-8 count breath. Number 1, it gives us something to focus on, maybe even distract us from the stretching sensation. And number 2, when we breathe in this way, it helps us to shift into our parasympathetic rest and digest nervous system. Last 10 seconds. And we'll slowly start to release, planting your left heel on the ground, both feet planted, maybe shake the legs a little bit. And straight away we'll work to the second side. So we take our right ankle this time, slouch it outside of our left knee. Now you might find that one side or other is a little bit tighter, and that's okay too. Again, you're just going to work to where it feels like a nice 5 out of 10 stretch for you. Maybe the foot comes up off the floor. Again, you could use the strap on the back of your knee or shin and pull. Maybe you don't need the strap and you can reach your hands through. If you can, taking hold of the back of the knee, or maybe you can reach through, thread the needle, take hold of your shin and interlace your fingers. Remember to keep your right foot flexed and come right back to your breath. Inhaling nose. Exhaling mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. Inhaling as you draw your left knee towards your left shoulder, strong with your arms. Exhaling to draw closer in, keeping that 5 out of 10 intensity. If you can, keeping both feet flexed. Inhale nose. Exhale. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling. Exhaling. Again, as much as possible, we try to do these stretches every night before bed. We're aiming for those 3 minutes in our stretches. If you miss a day or 2 days or 3 days, don't worry. When you're ready, jump back on. And remembering that it's the consistency of your stretch and not so much the intensity that'll really help you with your openings. Last 20 seconds. Let's do one more deep breath together as we draw our knee in. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. And from here, slowly with control, start to release your legs down. Give your legs a little shake. Maybe let your knees fall to one side, back to center, fall to the other side, back to center, windshield wipering our knees. And then when you're ready, come to one side and press yourself up to a seated position. Again, with these asymmetric poses where you're doing one side and then the other, oftentimes you'll find that maybe one side is tighter than the other. What you can do in that situation is maybe you can extend the time on your tighter side up to 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, it's not really worth what you're going to get in your gains by how much discomfort you might feel the next day. Keep stretching. Stay with the challenge. Well done everybody if you're here so far, and enjoy this week's class.